much. And I think now I will be calling on Associate Professor Dr. Kazim Abdul Jalil, the Director of Student Recruitment and Admissions for Universiti Teknologi Malaysia, to take over the floor. He's going to make a short presentation, and then the students from UTM will speak, and then he is going to address your questions. So if you have any questions, once again, put them in the chat box. It will get to him. Thank you very much. Prof. Kazim, please, you're welcome to the webinar. Thank you for joining us, and we want to say a very big thank you to UTM for this program and for the opportunities given to Africans to take advantage of studying at UTM. You're welcome, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bosidi. Good morning, Africa, and good afternoon, Malaysia. I'll be presenting around 15 minutes. Let me share the screen about admission to Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. Okay, my name is Dr. Kasim Jalil. I'm the Director of Admission and Recruitment, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. And you can contact me through email, in front of you, Kasim Jalil, KASIMJALIL @utm.my. And you can as well message me through WhatsApp anytime. I will reply within 1 hour or less, almost immediately if I read your messages. You can send me WhatsApp message +60 17 724 4942, or you can email me directly, kasimjalil@utm.my. And you can ask me anything about study at Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. I will be glad to answer all your questions and any inquiry from you. Okay, I will be presenting to you about UTM, Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. Okay, as you know, UTM is in Malaysia. It was established in 1972 as a full-fledged university. We have 2 campuses, one in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur, in the middle, and then we have our main campus in the southern tip of Asia, in the city called Johor Bahru. Johor Bahru is at the border city of Singapore. You cross the bridge from Johor Bahru, you will reach Singapore. Singapore was part of Malaysia before the separation in 1963, if I'm not mistaken, 65. Okay, and it is very adjacent. And location-wise, UTM is strategically located in Southeast Asia. You can go to Singapore within 20 minutes. You can cross the border as long as you get the visa. I think Nigerian need visa. Cameroonian will not require visa to cross to Singapore, and some countries require visa. And the consulate office is in Johor Bahru. No problem for you to get visa. And you can cross to Singapore, to Indonesia by ferry. It will take you 90 minutes to the closest island of Batam. This is one of the fastest rising city in Indonesia. It is called. It is an island. It is a metropolitan island, very close to Johor Bahru. So we are all connected to Singapore and Indonesia. You know, UTM is very, very close to these countries. Okay, our campus in Johor Bahru is very big. It's fully guarded and gated to ensure security for our students. And we have 1,200 hectares of land. It is very big. We have 5 campuses. We have 5 main gates, and the distance between the east and west gate is 7 kilo. So you require a transport of bicycle or moped to go around around our campus in Johor Bahru. And we have 20,000 students residing on campus. Anybody from outside, other than UTM students without the UTM ID, will need to pass the security check before they can enter the city. Okay, I mean the campus. Okay. We have a small campus in Kuala Lumpur. If you don't like the second largest city of Johor Bahru, you can study in UTM Kuala Lumpur. It is very close to city center, our capital city. Some people like to study in big city. Many people like to study in smaller city. Why? Because you need quietness, you need concentration, you need focus. Okay, Kuala Lumpur is another option for you if you like a bigger city. And we have a small campus in Kuala Lumpur. This is our original campus. It was established in 1905, if I'm not mistaken, and it became a full-fledged university in 1972. And we basically moved to Johor Bahru campus, our main campus, in 1985. And in Kuala Lumpur, we have 5,000 students studying in UTM Kuala Lumpur. I will show you more pictures later on, okay? And UTM is top 5 Malaysian university, top 5 Malaysian university. It is ranked number 5. And in the world, we are ranked top 200. In Asia, is top 50. Okay, why Malaysia? You always ask, the African student would pose this question. Why Malaysia? Malaysia provide top quality education at affordable price. You see, the approximate fee for UTM is $5,000 a year. The cost of living for a single student is around $5,000 to $6,000 a year. You are talking about $10,000 to $11,000 a year will support your entire living in UTM. So that is a good bargain. If you compare to UK and US or Canada or New Zealand, it will be 4 or 5 times more expensive than that. Okay. Okay. Our total population of our UTM is around 25,000. And the most interesting part, although we are ranked number 5 among the leading university in Malaysia, in terms of number of international students, we are ranked number 1. It is a favorite destination for international students. And we have more than 500-600 African students studying in UTM. Mostly are doing masters and PhD, and they are sponsored students. They are basically senior government service. Most of them are university lecturers, researchers in leading institutions from Nigeria, from Cameroon, and some other countries like Ghana and so on. Yeah. Okay, 4,900, now probably around 5,000 already, from 75, more than 75 countries. So it is a melting pot for you. Don't worry about racism. Don't worry about anything. Malaysia is a multi-ethnic country. So you don't worry. My student also is from Nigeria. He's now back in Nigeria. He's concluding his PhD. He's from Bauchi, yeah. And I graduated one student. He's now also in Nigeria. He's the head of Solar Energy Authority in Nigeria, Dr. Jafaru. So we have a lot of experience with Africa. Okay, why Malaysia? Second question. Our degree is well recognized throughout the world. You don't have to worry. You can take UTM degree. You can go out to Australia. You can go to Europe. You can go to America. They will not ask about recognition because Malaysia is signatory of Washington Accord. So your degree is well recognized. Okay, while studying in UTM, you get also the opportunity to study abroad. Or you can apply for international, what do you call this, practical training or industrial training with our partners. So you can contact the faculty when you join UTM, or you can plan your study abroad with our international office. So there are a lot of opportunity. There are some scholarship for you to explore as well. Okay, these are basically the programs that we offer. In Malaysia, UTM is the leading engineering, the biggest engineering university. Yeah, 60 to 70% of our students out of 25,000 are studying in technological based and engineering colleges. Okay, so this is our strength.
I think your slide is not moving.
It's not moving?
Yeah.
Can you see it now? Is it moving now?
Not yet. It's not even presenting yet.
Okay, let me stop sharing. Maybe there is some lag.
Maybe you can stop sharing and then restart the sharing.
Okay, let me restart sharing again. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see it moving now?
Yes, it's moving now.
Okay. Okay, then I was talking about the field of engineering. Other than that, basically we do also offer sciences related area in the 4 major areas of science at bachelor, masters, and PhD: chemistry, biology, mathematics, as well as physics, and related field. Okay, we have a lot of African students doing masters and PhD in the field of sciences. As well as computer and IT, UTM is the biggest IT university in Malaysia. We have a lot of students, more than 2,500 students doing master's, PhD, and bachelor at our university in the field of IT or computing. So basically, the 3 big areas are basically software engineering, graphics, and multimedia, computer networking. Under that, it is included, you know, the buzzword right now, people are talking about big data, data science, you know, IoT and so on. All is available at UTM. Okay, and then we do have some business management related area in human resource, in geography, in land administration, in accounting, and as well as business administration, psychology, marketing, and so on, at 3 different levels, as I mentioned just now. And also architecture, UTM is ranked number 1 in architecture in Malaysia. And our architecture program is well established, and many African students also doing master and PhD in this field, in built environment related areas. Okay, if you plan to study in Kuala Lumpur, we have some limited areas in engineering at in Kuala Lumpur, in chemical, electronic, mechanical, and software engineering under Malaysia Japan International Institute of Technology. And also technological related field under Raza, also in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, let me share you quickly before the time ends how our campus looks like. Okay, Malaysia is tropical country. It is pretty much like I think the weather is pretty much like Cameroon or Lagos, almost the same. Yeah, Dr. Bosidi. It's very green, a lot of rain. We have 4 seasons a year, all summer. There is no winter. No winter, all summer 4 times. Yeah. And then the temperature in our campus during the day is around 34, 35 maximum. Okay. During rainy season, 28 degrees Celsius. At night is very comfortable, around 26, 27 degrees. So it is nice place. Okay. You do get sweating sometime. I mean, all the time. But you can take shower, no problem, 3 times a day, no issue. Abundance, there is no drought in we have abundance of rainfall, so no issue of water. So you can take shower 3 times a day, no issue. Okay, these are basically the photo of our campuses. Okay, you see UTM is like a mini town. Okay, it's a mini town, 20,000 people inside the campus. We provide a lot of facilities, banking, bank. We have library, we have post office, we have clinics, hospitals, mini hospitals for campus community, and many facilities, recreational, you name it. Okay, we have 2 big libraries in Johor Bahru and campus, and 1 big library in Kuala Lumpur. And we have stadium for you guys. If you come to UTM, this stadium is for you to use, okay, for campus community. Okay, 2 big size Olympic size swimming pool also for ladies, different day, for men, different day, and it is for everybody. Okay, campus community. Okay, free bus service. You need to plan your lecture. Your arrival in lecture hall, so you need to plan, follow the schedule if you need to take buses. Yeah, and then these are basically medical facilities on campus. Outpatient services is free. International students is covered by inpatient. If you need inpatient treatment, the cost is covered by insurance. Okay, you don't have to worry. Outpatient is provided in UTM clinic. Our mini hospital is free. We have 13 doctors serving UTM community. It is free of charge. Okay, and then these are basically, this is the hostel you will be staying if you come to UTM. We call it KLG campus residence. If you decide to stay on campus, you have the option to stay alone or double sharing or triple sharing. It's very conveniently located within campus. You can take bus or you can take moped. You can ride your bicycle to your classes, no problem. Okay. Okay, more pictures. And then now UTM Kuala Lumpur. UTM Kuala Lumpur is unique. It is high-rise, a lot of high-rise building because it is a city campus. Land is very expensive and the campus is smaller than Johor Bahru, around 35 hectares. And we have a mall. This is one of the unique things about UTM Kuala Lumpur. We have a mall. A mall is open to public as well as campus community. You can shop, you can get a lot of food. Many facilities is also provided in our mall. Okay, very handful universities with mall facilities. UTM is one of them. Yeah. Okay. Convocation. Okay, entry requirement for Nigeria. Basically, for entry requirement for Nigeria for undergraduate is for engineering, you must have 3 grade 3 in your high school. I think B3 if I'm not mistaken, right? In British system, we call it C3, grade 3 for mathematics, physics, chemistry, or biology. And in sciences, if you plan to do science, you need 3 grade 3 in 3 subjects as well: mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, or chemistry. And then in social sciences, in any 3 social sciences or sciences related subject. And in computer science, you must have minimum 3 in mathematics and 2 other sciences subject, including IT. Okay, if you have this, you'll be guaranteed a place in UTM. Okay, for Cameroon, we require, this is a French system. Cameroon, Algeria, Niger, whatever, they use 20, grade of 20. What is required is grade 14 out of 20. Okay, in the 3 required subjects, just like I mentioned for Nigeria. Okay, and all information is available at admission.utm.my. If you need more information, you can contact us. For Niger, also the same. Niger, I think Niger uses the same French system, scale of 14 for each subject, required subjects. And then the cost of living is, like I told you just now, the cost of living in Malaysia is very cheap, is very affordable if you compare with the Western countries, and our universities are even better than some Western universities. Okay, the cost of living is around $400 to $500 for single student. That will covers everything: your meal, your hostel, your expenses monthly. Okay, and then the cost of study or the fees is around $5,000. Ballpark figure, I'm telling you now. 5,000. So altogether, you require $10,000 to $11,000 a year to support your study and your living in Malaysia. Is job available for you to support your study? No. In Malaysia, you cannot work part-time to support your study. It is not possible. You will have problem with immigration. You will get deported. So African students, sometimes they ask about human trafficking, this and that. In Malaysia, we do have some people trying to migrate to Africa, to Australia and so on. But most international students come to Malaysia with their own expenses. At least they must have around $10,000 to $11,000 to support their stay and study in Malaysia. If you do not have that, you are not allowed to work and you have difficulty in Malaysia. So I'm just telling you straightforward. Is there any scholarship? Yes. For certain countries like Niger, Cameroon, we can give you scholarship. For countries with less than 10 students, we can consider giving you scholarship, but your mark has to be very high. You must have A average in the required subject. Okay. If you need more information, you can contact me, or you can browse admission.utm.my, and everything is provided in the website. You can even chat with our chatbot. Use our chatbot to communicate with our admission personnel, and it is available all the time, minus when we go to sleep. Okay, the time difference between Malaysia and Nigeria is 7 hours, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dr. Bosidi? So just 7 hours. Okay, with that, I'll hand back to the organizer. If you have any question, you can ask me after this. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Prof. We appreciate the information provided. We've been having some questions which we are going to go to later, but just before we go to the question and answer, we would like to hear from Eugene Nguana from Cameroon. He's a PhD scholar in Malaysia in UTM, so we'll hear from him, and then we'll also hear from Adeshegun Adewi, also a Nigerian scholar in UTM. So can we have Eugene? Sorry, I couldn't pronounce the first name well. Igogna, yeah, pardon me. So, if you are in the call, kindly come up to share your.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning, Africa. I am Nguana Eugene. The name is Nguana, so pronunciation also is my native language. I'm a PhD student in Malaysia in oil and gas technology. And just as Prof. Kasim mentioned earlier, it has been quite a successful journey because I came here in 2018 for master's. I completed my master's with UTM. It was very successful. And thanks to my good results, I was awarded the special postgraduate scholarship by UTM, which I'm actually moving on now with my PhD, thanks to the package offered by the school. Based on my experience with UTM, which I would like to share with some of us or some of my fellow Africans who are still out, and my wish to study in UTM, my experience before, my perception before and now is different, because before coming here, I knew nothing about the Malaysian mentality. I didn't know how the Malaysian people behave, how they interact, but it took a very short time to understand everything. And the country is quite good. There is one thing which is unique with this institution, which I would like to share. There is this one-on-one interaction with lecturers, that are students and lecturers, which really builds up your learning capacity so fast. I can assure you, if you come to UTM to study, because I did my master's by coursework, which is almost like an extension of undergraduate, the lecturers actually take time to know the students personally, to know what problem the student is facing. And I can assure you, if an average student, if you come here and study for 1 or 2 years, you'll be a super student. And although they have these facilities, I also tell you, you need to work hard, you need to put in energy, because there is also this pressure studies. If you're a kind of relaxed kind of student, you cannot make it. You need to be committed. But you don't also need to be afraid, because the environment is quite friendly, and there are not enough public holidays for you to relax. And I can assure you, UTM is actually a place to be.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I would just like to ask, did you have any particular problem that you dealt with that it took you some time to overcome? Or
When I just came in, yeah, I had some challenges because the education system was different from my previous studies. So when I just came in, it took me some time to adapt to the system, because back in my, I don't want to speak negative about my other schools, but you know, we have our system in Africa where the lecturer just comes, speaks and goes, and it's up to you to go and find out whatsoever. So when I came here, where you have this interaction, this opportunity, this exposure to be communicating with the lecturer, sometimes we're even scared to ask questions because we're not used to that system before. So, and because of that, I started performing poorly when I just came in. But when I understood the system, I can assure you I was among the top students.
Thank you very much for sharing your experience. We really appreciate that, and I hope that is an outreach to many others who are trying to make a decision. Thank you for coming on the call. We appreciate that. Mr. Adeshagun Adewi is a Nigerian student who also a scholar in UTM. He has been studying online previously. Now he's back in Malaysia. I think he's in quarantine now. Can we hear from you, Mr. Adeshagun?
Thank you, Doctor. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you.
Very well.
Very clear.
I'm Adeshagun Adewi, a PhD student of UTM. Good afternoon in Malaysia and good morning in Africa. It's a pleasure to be here, at least to share my experience. Actually, the first speaker has already spoken well about the UTM. Actually, I'm really enjoying the school. You know, I started during the pandemic. That was last year, October. I started my PhD program. My school is at Kuala Lumpur, UTM Kuala Lumpur, International Business School, Kuala Lumpur. It has been awesome with my experience with the school. I started in Nigeria. I've spent a year already in Nigeria before I came here, but I'm at the quarantine hotel now. I think in a few days will be discharged from the hotel. I really enjoyed the program because actually we started online, and I have a very good interaction with my supervisor. I've been very, very helpful and very, very intelligent. That was Dr. Baskaram, a very good man. He's a listening person and very helpful. He's ready to assist, to help, unlike Nigerian supervisors. I'm not saying they're not good, but at least you have a kind of good rapport with the lecturers in UTM. They are ready to help you. If you have any question, they are ready to assist you. So, and I've spent a year, even the pandemic is not the barrier to the study in UTM. You know, I did all my first semester, second semester at home, at home in Nigeria. And I really had a very good time. I mean, during that period. You know, people always complain of the network, but you know, what I would advise that they can download VPN, they call it the Siphon. That will boost the network to help them to study well, because you need a good network to interact very well. And actually, the first speaker has spoken well about the UTM. Actually, I've never had the experience of entering the UTM, you know, but I've been hearing very good news about the UTM. I want to speak more about the Arrow transaction. My experience with the Arrow transaction has been quite exciting and awesome. They are very reliable and supportive. And if you need admission, I mean, in the UTM, even across the globe, they are ready to support you. They are ready to make your dream come to pass. And what I can say about the Arrow transaction is that they are very reliable and trustworthy. In fact, they will give you unlimited support. If you have any question, anything, even up to the time of collecting the visa, they are ready to assist you. If you have any question, they are always there. You can count on them. They're ready there to answer you and to support you. Even till now, that I'm here in Malaysia, they are still helping me. If I have anything that is not clear to me, once I call them, they're always there to answer my question. So I want to recommend the Arrow transaction if you need admission as international student abroad, they are there to support you. Thank you so much. I can't hear.
Sorry, I was muted. I said thank you very much for sharing your experience with our participants. That's quite nice. Thank you, and we hope you get out of the quarantine safe and sound, and then you can start.
Thank you. You don't have any question for me?
Not really. I would have
partner.
said how has it been eating, because I know that's the major challenge for a Nigerian student, but you are still in quarantine, so you have to eat whatever is provided. It's like flying, and you don't have so much. You don't have the luxury of saying, no, I don't want to eat this, I want to eat that. So, but I think your experience is just for us to let people understand that lockdown or no lockdown, coronavirus or no coronavirus, education continues. So whether online or offline, you are still studying, and UTM is fully online. So you can start from home, and if you choose that you want to come over, you are free to come over. Your visa is not a problem. We'll support you until you get your visa and all that. So you don't have any problem, whatever you decide to do. Thank you very much for those who share their experience. There are also, I've seen a few other names in the call that are also UTM students who did their masters or their undergraduate programs here in Malaysia. And I think that's a good one to see. So now we will move on to the question and answer session. Prof, I hope you are ready to answer our people's questions. I have a few that people have typed out and sent in, and I think I'll start with that, which the first one is the waiver applicable to postgraduate students? The person that sent in this question, I'm not sure whether you're talking about the waiver for processing fees to arrows. If that is what you're talking about, yes, it is applicable. That's 100% discount on processing charges. The other waiver, which is the 20% discount on application fee, is also applicable if you registered among the first 10. And then, yeah, I think those are the two waivers on the program. So it's applicable. And then someone asked, do you offer full scholarship for Nigerians? I will leave Prof. Kazim to answer that.
Scholarship for Nigeria, full scholarship for Nigerian. We at the moment only provide scholarship for countries with less than 5 or 10 students. So it is applicable only for Niger as well as Cameroon.
So someone is asking, any scholarship for self-sponsored students for research?
For research, okay, I'll give you the overview. The fee that we mentioned just now is basically highly subsidized. The fee of postgraduate studies in UTM is already 20 to 30% cut or discounted by the government. So the fee that we charge is very minimal, and it is already a scholarship in it. So further discount is no longer possible, because we have already given discount to international students, and the fee is very reasonable for you to study in UTM.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to throw it open for anyone who has any question. Please, you can use the raise hand function, and I'll call you to unmute yourself and speak if you want to ask any question. So this is the time. Okay, I'm seeing someone in Phoenix note. It would be nice if you can maybe change your name so we'll see a real name, not a handphone name. So I won't be calling you by your handphone name. Please unmute yourself.
Hello, ma.
Good afternoon from Malaysia.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Patrick Bayo Phillips.
Oh, wow.
And I'm very sure the person that's asking me question, the face is very familiar.
Yes, I know the name, I know the face.
Yeah. I had a nice time in UTM, actually. Met great supervisors, great lecturers. And in fact, I don't know why I've been postponing coming for PhD, but I think if I have admission now, me and my family will come.
So consider it done.
Initially, I just left the industry to the classroom now, and for about 2 or 3 years now, I've been in the classroom. So and one of the criteria for effective productivity is learning. So yeah, I want to come to UTM and further my education. I want to come for my PhD.
May I know what field are you planning to do in your PhD?
Marine.
Marine
Mechanical
engineer.
engineering.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
from mechanical engineering. Marine engineering. Okay. You must be from the south.
He's from the south. Niger Delta.
Niger Delta.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if
the oil man.
If you ask Professor Adi, he knows me very well. He's even
Oh, Adi
expecting me.
Maimon is my friend. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just tell him Patrick.
Why don't you just start your PhD? Basically, you don't have to be in UTM all the time. You can live behind your. I mean, you can stay in Nigeria. So basically, you come.
Yes, it's just the.
Yeah, once or twice a year to see your supervisor.
It's just the admission letter I need.
Yeah,
yes,
no.
You're
I mean,
right. Just the admission.
Not admission letter. The what do you call it? The mode of study. The mode of study meaning you can stay in your country most of the time, and you can you can plan to come to UTM once every 6 months to see your supervisor. Stay for some time, maybe 1 week or 2 weeks, and then return back to Nigeria. Keep your job. You don't have to leave your job.
Yeah, it's also a perfect one. Of course, a perfect arrangement also.
Yeah,
basically, even my dad also wants to do PhD.
Oh.
My dad is also, yes, he's about to retire maybe next year or this year, but he wants to
which field?
retire with personnel management.
Yeah, that one is even easier. You can management. You can do the work in Nigeria. You come to Malaysia probably during the summer. That's it.
Yeah, that's my father's schedule very well. It is scheduled very well. Yeah,
we have hundreds of students doing this in UTM, mainly from Middle East, from Africa, and from China, from other places. They are basically working professional. They come during the break, during the winter break, and during the summer break. And but the progress, everything is done virtually. In fact, my student now is completing his PhD. He's back in Bauchi. So I told him, don't come back.
That's good.
Why? Because he's doing well. He's progressing well in Nigeria than coming to Malaysia because he lives behind his family. So he got homesick. You got this and that. Nobody to take care of him. So it is better for him to stay back because he's just completing his PhD.
Yeah, you're right, Prof. You're right. Yeah. I think that mode of study fits my father very well because he's a permanent secretary of.
Okay, thank you. So what we are going to.
You wouldn't want to leave his job.
Okay.
Yeah, please consider. Please apply immediately. But probably you can talk to Dr. Bosidi after this. Don't delay.
Just wait immediately after the program.
Yeah, you can apply.
Let me just use this opportunity to also make the announcement. If there is anyone who is interested in getting the on-the-spot admission today, you can get your offer letter today. You can go to UTM website and pay your UTM application charges to UTM directly, and then just bring your receipt. And you can get your
you have your supervisor already, Professor Adi, so no problem.
So we'll take care of the rest from there. You are muted though. So let me call on Alaji. Yes, I see your hands raised. Can we hear from you? Please unmute yourself.
Hello, good morning all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What's the day? I am Alhaj. Do you remember me?
Okay, I can see your face now. Yeah.
Yeah. How are you? I really
fine, thank you.
We really wanted to go back to UTM again with Tahir. You remember Tahir?
Yeah. I remember every one of you.
Inshallah, we wanted to go back to UTM. Unfortunately, when we come back to Nigeria, there are a lot of things and issues that stop us. As you just made an announcement, I will make the payment right away. Hello?
Yes, hello, we can hear you.
We can hear you clearly.
Yes, I will make the payment right away. As my other colleagues just mentioned about that distance correspondence PhD studies.
What field are you interested in?
Education.
Yeah, I'm interested in TESOL.
Yeah, education. Yeah,
TESOL,
TESOL, okay. But TESOL, you must take IELTS.
He did his master's in UTM.
I did my master's
in TESOL.
Yes.
Okay, done.
All right. Okay. Okay. What other thing do I require for my?
I think your transcript is already with UTM, so you just need to send in a proposal.
Have you identified your supervisor?
Not yet, actually. Not yet.
Who was your former supervisor?
Retired.
Professor Zainab Abdurrahman.
Retired. I think you were classmate with Dr. Bosidi, probably.
No, she's a senior. Senior.
No, okay.
So but she knows my supervisor. She knows my supervisor because
I know his supervisor very well.
Yeah, prepare a short proposal and then we can do the matching.
It's all right. It's okay.
Yeah, 1 or 2 pages brief of your PhD proposal.
I will do that. No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll talk after the program. We'll talk.
We will talk. We'll talk. I wish to have your WhatsApp number so that Bosode, please, Doctor.
No problem. I will do that.
In fact, let me announce this privilege information from my state.
Sorry?
From my state, this is a privilege information. The governor of my state is wishing to sponsor some students to Malaysia. They identify 5 schools. I was opportune to have an access to the scholarship secretary. We discussed so much about going to Malaysia, specifically about UTM.
Okay.
Yes, they asked us to have the courses, engineering, management and engineering courses, their tuition fee, living costs, and the requirements.
No problem.
I was like trying to develop this and submit it. Then I suddenly saw this Zoom meeting.
Okay. We'll get everything across to you.
Maybe I will send the template to Dr. Bosede. She will assist us to have this. Then I will submit it, inshallah. And I promise more than 20 students from my state will be joining UTM, inshallah, including myself.
Okay. Thank you.
Dr. Bosede, you can apply through your portal for them. Help them because Al-Hajj, the process of applying for visa, it is better to be handled by the agent because sometimes a lot of glitches, this and that. So they are familiar. They don't touch anything. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Okay. Let me call on Rose Ade to ask. Yeah, unmute yourself and you can ask your question. Also, another former student of UTM.
Rose, also former student?
Yes.
Which faculty?
Unmute yourself, Rose.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. Here is tengah hari.
Apa kabar?
Sehat. Belum makan lagi. Where are you now? Where are you in Nigeria?
I'm in Jos right now. Good morning, Prof.
Morning. Which city are you now?
Yeah, I'm in Plateau State, Nigeria.
Jos,
city of Jos. Okay.
Yes, sir. So I'm a student from Faculty of Management.
Okay. So you're planning to return for PhD very soon?
Yes, sir.
Management, you can, like I said, you don't have to be in UTM all the time. You can come during the break and then you can base your research in Nigeria. So it is convenient. But the only catch is every semester you need to progress. So that is the push factor for you to graduate on time. UTM will not let you, like a ghost ship, going around the ocean without direction. No, UTM will guide you. Don't worry. Even if you return to Nigeria to do your research, we will guide you remotely. No issue.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Coming on the go. Enjoya Abdel.
Yes, Enjoya Abdel.
Enjoya Abdel, please unmute yourself and speak.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Sure.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everyone.
Salam.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
So I've got 2 questions and my question goes to Dr. Kasim. I joined the meeting quite late, but I wish to know, just now you did mention there is Niger and Cameroon which could benefit from the scholarship, right?
Yes.
So I wish to know.
Are you from Niger?
No, I'm from Cameroon.
Cameroon, okay.
So I wish to know the scholarship, is it for undergraduate or is for postgraduate?
Both, for both undergraduate and postgraduate.
And the scholarship, is it like full scholarship or partial?
80%.
Basically partial scholarship. For Niger, we give local fee, meaning 80% discount of the tuition fees. If if the fee is $5,000 a year, you just pay $1,000, around 80% discount.
All right.
It's a good bargain.
Yeah, it's quite good bargain. So my
Yes.
second question is about we have some few students who are willing to come to Malaysia, but their issue is to the quarantine fee. So they did ask me if there is any way the local university could like plead with the government to reduce the quarantine fees.
Oh, that
so
is
I don't know
like
if
a mountain. We cannot do anything. That is under National Security Agency. We have no say. Basically, I'm not sure whether you are already vaccinated, but the best, my advice to reduce the quarantine cost is to have yourself vaccinated before leaving.
No, doctor, there is no difference. Even if I'm vaccinated or not, I still need to spend the 2 weeks and I still need to pay the normal fee.
Yeah, but
That's
not
why.
21 days. Yeah, 21 days.
2 weeks, 14 days.
14 days is minimum. Yeah.
All
But that
right.
one is imposed on everybody actually. Until I think Malaysia is rigorously doing the vaccination now. We have high case today. Past week we have around more than 10,000 cases a day. But we are fighting it with very, very aggressive, one of the fastest vaccination program in the world. 500,000 people got vaccinated a day, almost 400,000 plus. So I think after some time, the thing will settle down. Hopefully by October, things will settle down. But at the meantime, you can apply. We hope for the best. Probably when the number goes down, the quarantine also goes down, the quarantine period, maybe 1 week, something like that. But to remove it, it's difficult. It is basically under National Security Agency. We have no say. We are, we are just a small ant. They won't listen to us.
All right.
I think alternatively, you can start your program from home.
Yeah.
And maybe when things get better, you can travel down.
Yes.
Yeah,
once they open the border, yeah, you can start online.
Yeah, it's okay. The problem is the time difference. That's why.
So you sleep in the daytime and go to class at night.
Cannot.
Why? You adjust.
I tried to tell them. They said they cannot.
Why cannot? They need to change a paradigm shift. Instead of hanging out during at night, you hanging out during the day. So cut. You sleep early. Okay, you adjust. Just like factory, there are three shifts in a day.
Exactly.
So you just take the second shift. Don't stick to the first shift. You have to take the second shift. If necessary, take the third shift. So it's just a mindset. So it is not long, just probably until the pandemic is over. Once it is over, back to normal, you fly into Malaysia. You save money. You are, the learning is still going on. So why don't you seize the opportunity? So to me, it is a plus, not a minus. So forget about quarantine fee, this and that. You just apply. The processing of visa will continue, and then you will not get your single entry visa yet, but you will get the they call it EMGS approval letter, Education Malaysia approval letter, and then you can register online. Wait until the everything is okay, and then you enter Malaysia without quarantine. Hopefully one day, but probably a few months. I'm very confident things will change.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Josh, can we have you? Sir Josh, can you ask your question? After that, we're going to take Adetola Asha.
Good morning from Nigeria. Yeah, I think it's afternoon there. Good afternoon. I really appreciate this opportunity, wonderful opportunity, and of course from the testimonies from others, those who have been there. I think everyone is smiling to this quite something good. I have three questions. The first one is the on-spot admission process. Is it open to Nigerian also? That's my first question. The second question is you were talking about a receipt gotten from the portal, and then you said you are going to bring it somewhere that I didn't get, probably due to network or something.
Okay.
And also, undergraduates, can undergraduate do online also, or they have to be at Malaysia? So those are my three questions.
Okay, so I guess the questions are basically for me. So question one, that is about the on-the-spot admission. Yes, it's for everyone. The second question is about what again, please? The second question?
Is about, you mentioned about a receipt.
Okay, yeah, so what I was trying to say there is when you pay to UTM, when you pay the application fee to UTM, you have to do the payment on UTM website, on UTM e-commerce website. So when you pay there, we will need the payment receipt to make your application in the portal. So for you to get the offer. So I'm just saying, when you pay, just bring the receipt, just send it to our transaction. I'll put the address in the chat box now. And then I'll also put the e-commerce website of UTM, I'll put in the chat box as well. And then your last question is about
for undergraduates, can they do online or they?
Yes, anyone. You can start online. Yeah, you can attend classes online. Just
For
make
all,
sure that you have
undergraduate, masters, and PhD. The same.
Everyone.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Prof.
Thank you.
Dr. Bosidi, let me ask one question. Answer one question here from Kenneth Osarum Wense. Why international students are not allowed to work while studying? It is the policy of the immigration. In Malaysia, it is not like UK or Canada where they allow PR students after graduation to stay on and get a job, get PR, this and that. In Malaysia, after you graduate, if you don't get a job, you are expected to leave within 4 months after your graduation. So the immigration is a little bit unique. So because of that reason, we don't provide what you call study and working at the same time. Unlike the Western countries where they welcome immigration from other countries, so they have this arrangement. Malaysia is not like that. Malaysia is similar to some countries. After they graduate, you can get a job. If you get a job, you can stay. We're using visa, but getting a PR citizenship in Malaysia is difficult. But many people get a job. Like Dr. Bosidi get a job after graduation. She's there. She has been here for 9 years. But I'm not saying that it is impossible. It's possible, but the chances is less compared to Western countries. So because of that reason, we don't encourage students to who do not have the finance to come to Malaysia because they have difficulty supporting their stay and their studies in Malaysia. Okay.
Thank you very much. So let me just say something little on top of that, because this is a question that comes practically all the time from African students and especially from Nigerian students. And this is what I tell them. The world that we are living in today is global, that you could actually be living in one country and be working in another. So get a skill. That's what I tell them. Get a skill that can translate to an income for you. Don't wait for someone to employ you. So you may not be able to work as a student here officially, but Malaysia is not going to stop you from working in China and in Hong Kong and in America or wherever you find a job. So that's a way that you can support yourself. If you have a good skill, like many of the skills that are very much required right now, some tech skills, if you have such skills, it is still sellable, and Malaysia will not stop you from having an income from them. So don't stop thinking about getting someone to employ you while you are studying. Employ yourself, and nobody will stop you from doing that. So thank you. We're going to have Asha Adetola, and then after him, Reverend Igbinola. So can we have Adetola.
Hello, good morning from here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bosade and Professor Kazim. I really appreciate you for this presentation and for this moment. Thank you very much. And Dr. Bosade, you just answered one of my questions that I wanted to ask, that if we cannot work in Malaysia as a student, are we allowed as students to work from any other part of the country and still reside in Malaysia? So I think you just nailed it. You've answered that question, that if you have a test skill or you have other skills that other countries are looking for, you can work, since we are now in the global world. So that one has been answered. Thank you. And the other question I want to ask again is, since support, maybe scholarship support for Nigerian students, is there any opportunity maybe for a loan, to get a loan to pay for tuition or cost of living in Malaysia? Or then another question is there any other thing like other scholarship that one can apply for apart from scholarship from UTM? Maybe there's other governmental scholarship that is available for international students that people, especially we from Nigeria, we can have access to help us support our payments for tuition. Then the last one I want to ask is concerning accommodation. If I decide to come on site to learn, is there a way that, since there's no scholarship and no other thing, and we are paying heavily from our, or at least from our own side, is like still heavy, can we get maybe an accommodation, free accommodation, maybe a period of time we'll be staying in Malaysia, or maybe for a certain period of time? That's my questions. Thank you very much.
So Dr. Bosidi, you want to answer the first question or second?
On mute.
I think I missed the first question.
The first already answered. The second one is about the loan. Loan,
Okay.
I think you have to arrange from your country. In Malaysia, there is no such thing as a study loan for foreigners. Normally study loan we don't provide, because you see, public university in Malaysia is highly subsidized. For Malaysian, it is for B40, bottom 40, meaning for poor student. So Malaysian students studying in public university mostly come from lower income bracket. So it is highly subsidized, and then UTM is in no position to have a luxury to provide loan for the rest of for the students. So that is the handicap that we have.
And I think it will also be logical to think of it that if you get a loan and you are not permitted to stay after studying,
then how can you pay?
You don't, how are you going to pay?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the issue there. But I think one thing that maybe Prof has not mentioned also is, when you get here as a research student, there are always opportunities that comes up. There is the International Doctoral Fellowship, which is a discount, a very great discount on your tuition fees that you can enjoy, but you need to get admission and resume first. It's also possible that your supervisor could have a grant,
international grant, yes.
Yeah, an international grant that can actually take care of you. But all of that is, you come first, then you can take advantage of those things.
You can negotiate with your supervisor. You have to do a little bit homework, to read through the profile of your supervisor, the grant that he or she has, and then communicate with her. Some of them are generous. They have a lot of million of ringgit or million of dollars of grant. And so if you are lucky, sometimes you get sponsorship. My sister actually is a professor in UTM. She has been sponsoring many African students, covering the tuition fees, even the ticket sometimes. So it depends. You have to do your homework. You have to read the UTM website, read the profile of the professors. Some of them have money, so you may get lucky and get sponsorship.
Okay. Thank you. There is a question here from the Reverend. I think I'll just read it out. He says, what about these peculiar costs PhD in library and information science, or PhD in knowledge management. Is there anything like that in UTM?
We have knowledge management. Knowledge management is under information system under Azman Hashim International Business School. It is on the soft computing side, right? Knowledge management. So there is a group, so you can do PhD in that area. Library science, we do not have. Library science, you have to go to other public university like Universiti Malaya, Universiti Kebangsaan, National University of Malaysia in the capital city. They have big program in library science. UTM does not have, but we have knowledge management, information system related area under Azman Hashim International Business School.
I think that's our last question. So if there is no other question, I will open the rooms now, and those who are interested in admission right away, or who needs to clarify a few things about their admission, can go into the rooms. So we have a room for postgraduate studies, we have one for undergraduate studies, and we have the inquiry room for those who want to clarify maybe about courses or any other thing. Prof. Kazim is going to be there.
Okay, there is another question from Josh. I think Josh has been asking 3 questions now. I answered 2. This is the last one. Okay, here in Nigeria, he said sometimes universities retain their students, best student to lecture or do some work in the university. Does UTM have an opportunity? Yes, like I said, for international students, you can talk to the right supervisor. Sometimes you get sponsorship to continue your PhD. But to lecture in UTM, you must have PhD. They don't sponsor master student to do PhD in order to become lecturer. No, because you are a big university, you want to negotiate about position in UTM, you must have PhD. Otherwise, no go. Right, Dr. Bosidi? Without PhD, you cannot get a job in UTM. So,
yeah, so I think so that brings us to the end of the question and answer session. Thank you very much, everyone, for being part of this. For those that we agreed we're going to speak after the program so we can clarify a few things, please proceed into the room. The rooms are, I think they are opened already, so you can go into anyone. If you are a postgraduate student, please go to the postgraduate room. If you are an undergraduate student, go to the undergraduate room. And if it's just about inquiries, you want to be sure about your course or anything, you can go to the inquiries room. Thank you very much.